Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. It is September 21st, the first day of FanFest is over, and I'm mostly going to focus this video on some important stuff for Planet Greenhorn here, my 30-minute character, because my brain isn't functioning after so much stuff that happened today. And I have so much that I'd like to talk about, but I can't really formulate those things as far as being at FanFest and doing something like that for the first time ever. Plus, then, leaving a hotel, going to the room. So I'm going to focus most of this video on fitting out probably a stabber for the first time with this character as an alpha character. But I wanted to give two really quick shout outs. Oh, actually, they won't be quick. I'll try to make them quicker. But you know me, I don't script these things. I just have a general idea of what I want to talk about. And the first shout out I wanted to give was FanFest. A fellow came up to me right before one of the presentations and nudged me for a quick second. And I'm here by myself. And he said, Planet Head? And I said, and at first it didn't register for a second, and then I went, yeah. He's like, oh, nice to meet you. And then he went on his way to sit down and watch one of the presentations. I watched. He said something to the effect of, I watch you on YouTube, and I, you know what? This sounds dumb. I'm not giving a shout out for him saying who I was or that I'm that important, because I'm not. I think I have. Maybe he's one of 4 people that watch these videos. But on a personal note, I'm when I get to a place, I'm a very personable person once you get to know me and once I feel comfortable. But for the last 4 days being here and not knowing the language, even though everyone here speaks English, and not knowing the areas and the customs and the driving and the while I've been having a great time, I've been a little bit uncomfortable because I'm by myself. And, you're never completely sure, and you've got to be careful with everything that you do. You're trying to be nice to everyone, but I've always been a little bit standoffish when I'm first someplace. I like to watch things that go on. And I got to say, just him saying Planet Head to me and recognizing me, this weight was lifted off my shoulders just a little bit. And I didn't even talk to him for more than 5 seconds, but it was just kind of neat. And I remember when I first started making these videos over a year ago. Well, I started making them 2 years ago. When I decided to go to FanFest a year ago, I thought, well, maybe if the channel blows up, maybe people will know me at FanFest. And then quickly I realized that there were 5 people watching the videos, and I probably wouldn't know anybody. So I'm going down a rabbit hole here. I'll stop now. I just want to say thank you to that fellow who said hi to me. You don't know actually what that meant to me. And also, I want to do a shout out to my corpmate Finian, who has reinvigorated our corporation that I started about 6-7 months ago as a kind of a test to see about making corporations, and I backed out of it. And he's kind of gotten it reinvigorated, and he's been doing some great stuff in corporation and getting some mining going. And you know me and mining, you stay away from it as much as possible, but he's doing a great job, and I want to do a shout out to him. I've started posting a few things in the Discord channel as far as FanFest, stuff like that. But to be honest with you, my brain is so blown up that I just want to play a little bit of Eve right now. And mess around a little bit. So I have so many other things we can talk about, but I thought let's keep it simple. I did get my trusty cup of coffee ready to go, but it's got to cool down here. Hopefully. So today is actually a big day as well for this character. As you know, it's my 30-minute character that I've been playing. I just need to make sure I'm still recording here. Yep. And I got plenty of time here, 25 minutes. I've started it from scratch. I'm only playing about 30 minutes a day. And I've been focusing on mission running the last 10 or 15 times I booted up. And I was focusing on what I would need to do to get into the epic arcs the later, not the Civ Epic Arc, I did that real briefly, got that done with. But what I would have to do to be able to do the Epic Arcs down the road. Now, this is an alpha character, so you can't actually do the Epic Arcs unless you are an Omega character, because alpha characters are only allowed to do up to level 3 missions, and Epic Arcs are allowed to level 4. Long story short, I'm just playing him to have some fun and get him up to the point where you might be able to access the Epic Arcs when I do switch him over to Omega. But today was a big day because as far as the Brutor tribe, which is, if I remember correctly, one of the tribes that has one of the Minotaur Epic Arc, I just got to 3.0 with the corporation standings for the Brutor tribe. So I can actually start doing level 3 missions as of today. Now I'm not going to do any tonight because, and I'll just show you here, agents, let's go into, where's it? Now I wish this right here would, it has Epic Arcs here. One little bonus, unless maybe they already have it here, if you had something in here that said, wait, unavailable. Yeah, see, if you look here, it says for the Epic Arcs, you have to 5.0 standing with the corporate faction standings towards you, and neither of them below negative 2.0. So if I scroll down here and I go to the Minotaur, what's the first one? Yeah, there it is. Notice he's part of the Brutor tribe. So if I can get this to level 5.0 of the corporation and keep my Minotaur, which it will stay up, when I go Omega, I can actually start this Epic Arc if I want to. That said, I'm about to start doing level 3 missions. Now, my understanding is level 3s, and I might be completely wrong with this, but can be done with cruisers or battle cruisers even more. The other thing I could do, if I really wanted to grind, is I could just get an industrial and fly distribution missions for to get that standing up. But I'm not going to mess around with that. We're going to keep doing security missions. I've actually learned a decent amount of stuff while doing these. So what I've got to do is make my first ship. And then I've also got to set up the skills to do that ship with. Now, there's 2 Minotaur ships that I can possibly do that are basic. There's a third one. I think there's a third one. Let's just take a look here. So this is my Thrasher. Let's get away from that. Where is... Wow, this... I don't think I even have the ship trees up here. Alright. This tells you how little I play this, other than 30 minutes. So ship, and we're going to go to shipping tree. So if you notice here, there are actually 4 separate ships in the Minotaur basic cruisers that I can do. And basic cruisers are, and the fact that I focused on gunnery with my original character, then that kind of limits down to 2 ships that I can do. The first one being the Rupture, because it gets your bonuses for your projectile turrets and projectile turret damage, and the Stabber, which does similar projectile turret bonuses. There are 2 other ships that I could learn to fly. There's the Bellicose, which does your missile damage, and then your Logi Skeeth, that you really don't need. Now, I might be wrong with this, but I'm assuming this is your Logi, and you really don't want to be using that for mission running. But if I'm wrong, you guys tell me. So really, I'm focusing on these 2. Now, the major differences, I'm not going to go into the full depth ones, but I'm going to tell you why I'm choosing the ones that I'm doing, or the one that I'm going to work with. The obvious choice to me would be the Rupture, because the Rupture, if you show the info here, and then you go up to attributes, fitting, it will actually show you that it has 4 guns and 1 missile. This is your slow boater, gunnery ship. It's like a handgun, basically. That's what it looks like. This is your beefy type of ship. And then you've got, so that's 4 in 1. Then if you go into the stabber here, it has 4 and 2 options. Now, that's for high power slots. So, in other words, there's more slots for my high slots to do, but I've got to focus a little bit on my missiles if I want to do that, or I might be able to do something different from that. I'm not going with this just for that ability, but I'm just going to make a choice. I'm going to use the stabber because it's a little bit quicker ship. It's a little bit more rounded type of ship, and to be honest with you, I've flown the Rupture a little while ago, and I like it, but I want to try something a little different, and this is more of a throwback. I did a little bit of it last year, I think. This is a throwback. The Stabber was the original cruiser that I flew, my first cruiser ever, back when I first started playing 10, 12, 13 years ago. When I played a couple years, then I took a long break. The Stabber was the first cruiser I ever bought and got blown up fairly quickly. Be interesting. I could probably look up that kill manual somewhere. Maybe I'll find that. Because I think it was a really badly fit Stabber. It had like all sorts of different junk on it. I really didn't know what I was doing. And then I thought, well, I left a bunch of that junk out there. I should be able to just fly out and get it, just like any other MMO. And when I flew out another ship, and the guy who killed the first one killed that one too. But this is more of a nostalgia, and it allows me to focus a little bit on these missiles, maybe do those skills as well. So I'm going to do a Stabber. Now here's a second negative. I don't have a whole lot of ISK. Now I've been doing missions, and so right now for this character, let's see here, at 21 million ISK. I'm going to try to slowly build out this Stabber for a little while. If you notice, if I go in here, if I was just to buy a Stabber off the market lens, I think they're going for like 15 million or 17 million right now. Just close that there. Come on. Stabber. 14 million. So today I'm going to look at fitting. And then in future episodes, I'm going to look at how I'm going to work into the ship. Because number one, I'm going to skill into cruiser, Minotaur cruiser. Number two, I'm going to skill into Minotaur or medium projectile guns. And then I'm also going to do a little bit of missile damage too. And then if there's something else that's out there. So that'll be a future episode. And I want to do a skill plan for that. Maybe come up with something there. Like I did with the Thrasher. But what I can do is go in here and I can simulate. As you can tell, I already pulled these up. Now there is a already preset fit in here. It's Tin's Medieval New Bro Stabbing Ship. Now I looked at this very, very briefly, like literally for about 10 seconds earlier today. And it's actually, even though it says New Bro, it's above what I should be flying right now. So what I'd like to do for the rest of this episode is, and let's see how much longer we got here. We'll analyze this fit. We got about 15 minutes. We're going to analyze the fit and then look at what can I do to get into a lower version of this ship. If you notice right here, I don't even have enough power grid abilities to take this ship on. So I'm wondering if, yeah, it's that extended shield. There are two large extended shield boosters here. Now, here's the other part. He's got a warp disruptor on here for mid-level stabbing. So there might be other things that we can do here because we really don't need this for mission running. And it's also got some neutralizers on here. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think neutralizers work against regular NPCs. Now, I might be wrong with that. You guys let me know, but I don't think newts actually work against NPC characters. So those are two things that I can instantaneously remove off of here. So I'll remove those. unfit. You're unfit for the ship. Unfit. Unfit. Literally, I haven't looked at any of these other than one thing I really looked at was he's got the Tech 2 Vulcan autocannons. Now, as you know, I'm an alpha. I think you can use Tech 2s, but I've got a long way before I can actually use Tech 2 guns. So I can switch these down to regular Tech 2s. Now the question is, do I want to go long range or short range? Currently my Thrasher is doing long range. Do I want to stick with that? I am thinking I'll stick with that the way it is. So let's go into hardware and look for something medium level that's, let's look at ships there. There we go. Looking for turrets that are medium. What I want to do, just like I did before, I did the meta level 4s of the projectile long-range weapons. So I want to do the same thing with these. Now, you guys might be screaming at me right now, saying, oh, that's not the right fit. You need to do this or that. This is kind of the fun part for me, especially with this character. So I'm trying out things to learn and make mistakes so you guys can see them so you don't make the same mistakes. So let's see here. We're going to go into projectile turrets. And we're doing artillery cannons. And we need mediums. And if I remember correctly, I had the largest long-range projectile weapons on the Thrasher. So I'm going to go for the 720s here if I can. So let's go ahead and move off these guns. Now, I'm not saying I won't use these down the road. I'm not saying I won't go short range down the road, but just to start off with something to work with it. Okay. Then we can go with the 720 prototype siege cannons. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So why did I go with these? Just so if you're new to this, I won't spend a whole lot of time. But oh, these are it's not. I don't want the prototypes. I want the scouts. Sorry. Okay. Unfit. 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 Okay. And I'm doing the scouts. So these are your meta level 4s. Here we go. So I'll just pull this up real quick to show you why you would do this. If I'm not mistaken, most of the time it's actually easier to fit your scouts than your prototypes, and they're better things. They just cost a ton more. Each one of the scouts is 311 million ISK, whereas the prototypes are 61 million ISK. Now I have already dropped down my total cost of the ship right there. So doing there. Now got a bunch of different stuff here. Let's do with the compare tool. And we want to set it so that it only shows. Well, we can do that. Let's do the price. Where is the? Should be a listing here to say only show ones that only show items that are different. I'll just show you here. Here's the middle level 3 and 4. Let's see here, CPU usage, rate of fire. All of these are better. Most of these, you still want to check them out. Most of them should be better than the prototype. I just want to show you. I think it takes less to fit them. Power grid usage. Oh, same there. Okay. CPU. It takes a little bit more. Never mind, but we're still going to use them. Now I could drop down to the 650s if I'm not mistaken, but we're going to try to fit this out with that. Now let's see here. The rigs. Now this ship must be increases the ship's projectile turret accuracy, fall off rate, expensive increased power grid need. So here's the kicker: by using this rig and this rig, it actually causes these 4 guns to take more away from my power grid. So let's say turn that off, turn that off. Now how much power grid do I have? Still got a long way to go. Not a problem. There we go. Wow, this is really... It's got a hole for the EMs. The ship modification is designed to increase the EM resistance at the expense of increased signature radius. So I want to go, let's say I'm going to go with a blank ship. I'm just going to clear it off. Let's go destroy, and destroy, and I'm not going to go with any rigs right now. Start from scratch. Now this one here is going to make a warp drive, 50 MN. I think I'm going to go with the afterburner. So unfit that. We'll go with the 10 MN afterburner. Still pretty high on the whole power grid going on here. Wow. So I would have to, even if I don't have any shield extenders on here. Now I know my skills aren't that great right now. I really wanted to go with these guns, but maybe I gotta switch down to the 650s. Let's try that out. At least for now. I just want to get a bare bones stabber that I can fly. Let's go Scout medium 650. Scout. Scout. Okay, so I can fit all 4 of those. Now here's a question, can I have an extender on there? Can't have a large one. Tough call, tough call. So if I don't go with the extenders, which I don't currently have on my current ship, well, this has, I don't need a nanofiber, unfit, there we go. Go with your damage control. Oh, I don't need damage control 2. Ooh, wait, do I have, I think I've got damage control 2 on my current. I know I can use it. Yeah, okay. I don't need gyro stabilizer 2s either. Unfit, I just need regular gyro stabilizers, because I can't actually use it. So we're going to go with the counterbalanced one. This is your next level up from this regular ones. Okay, so it's got a little bit of room. So we've got the guns. Got a little bit of defense. We've got a little bit of bonus to the guns. We need some propulsion. This is going to be a tight fit while I'm working on my skills. So I don't like doing the compact ones, so let's go with the enduring. Okay, now why am I going with afterburner instead of my warp drive? Now, there's a bunch of different reasons you can do different things. I try to keep it basic for a basic kind of attack to start off with, and then down the road I can change. But currently, with the afterburner on there, it'll increase my speed, but can keep me in range. I don't need to close that range quickly like I would with close range guns. So I want to stay away from people as much as possible. So, or at least I don't, with the long range capability of the ship, I then don't need to close that range as quickly, therefore I can throw the afterburner on here instead of the warp drive, which keeps my signature radius. Now, here's the question. Since I can't do a large shield extender, do I do a medium? Or do I, because I've got the 3 medium slots open, do I focus on my type of defense? So, shield up here, I would have EM damage. So I'd accept the EM damage, and I'd be susceptible to thermal. So how can I quickly clear off that? Let's go into shields and shield resistance empire. Yes, partners. There we go. And multispectral partner. And go to that enduring. So if you watch here, my drop this on here instantaneously. Everything goes up. And then it'd probably be a good idea for me to fill in these other two. Now here's different things that I could do. I could fill in for this EM damage. I could fill in for thermal damage. I could do something that increases my damage targeting range, because I might need that. Because if I talked about this in the last video, a couple guys brought it up, was even if my guns can shoot 50 kilometers, if I can only target 30 kilometers, that would be dumb. But we'll go basic right now until I fly this ship. So let's go. Now these are active versus passive. So maybe I only want to have one active, because I'm going to have the afterburner going and that going. Maybe I want to go with passive shield resistance. Now I could go extender, which would be a medium, or go with the amplifiers here. Let's say I went with the implement EM amplifier, and then we go with, so do a regular basic EM, and then we're going to go thermal. There we go. So everything is above 50%. Now that is not great. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. We're going to drop this, and we want shield booster medium. Now can we do it? There's the question. Still got plenty of capacitor space. Good, good. Okay, so we got one low slot left here. What do you guys think I should do there? That's a tough one. See, I've got two mid slots up top here that I go with the guns. Now here's another one. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about this. This ship gets 5 drones. I don't have any drone skills yet, so I got to skill that up as well. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, so much stuff to do with this. So obviously I can't fly this real soon. But it'll be fun to see the progression as my skills get better. That's what I'm going to do then. Once I've finished this fit, this is super duper basic starter fit, I'll do a super duper basic skill plan, and then I'll do an advanced skill plan after I play this for a little while as I learn some more, and we can roll with that. So, still trying to, I was wasting a lot of time there while I was trying to figure out what I want to put in this third area. Hey, we're almost at 30 minutes. So maybe I should leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. Whatever you guys, give me some ideas. I'm going to think about it too. What should I throw in this bottom slot here? I want to keep this super simple. And then I've got 2 spots up here. I can do some missiles, or I can do some other types of high slot craziness. And down the road, I'll have to throw some rigs in here. Right now, the ship is running at 26.3 million ISK. And we currently have, so I got to go run some missions with my Thrasher, 21 million. So I'm going to make some more ISK. And here's the other thing. I'm not pushing for the ISK. If I want to, I can very easily transfer this ISK over from one of my other characters. I don't need the ISK, but I like to try to do things as I can. So this is actually one of the best parts of me, to be honest with you. But hey, just want to say again, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow. Coming up playing tomorrow. Oh, I don't know if I told you guys. I'll probably bring it up tomorrow's video too, if I can get a video out. I am doing some play testing for CCP tomorrow. Right after the opening events at 10:30. I already signed my non-disclosure agreement, so I can't talk about anything on here. But I'm going to do some play testing for them for only about 45 minutes, nothing crazy. And then I'm going to go to the rest of the events. I'm going to do more of the events on Saturday, and then I'm thinking I have a day off Sunday, and then I'm flying back Monday. I'm debating on either taking a tour of the site out, seeing some waterfalls, or just going out there and driving out there myself. Yesterday I drove out. Was it yesterday? I drove to the shore. I drove for about an hour, found a lighthouse, and maybe I'll put that as my picture up front. I think I will. But I just sat at a sculpture at a lighthouse. No one was around. Wind was whipping up, and just relaxed for a couple minutes, and it was really kind of nice. So, hey, thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and thank you, whoever you are that said hi to me. If you watch this video, please find me. I'm easy to find. I'm 6'5" and easy to see. If anybody else sees the video on FanFest, please feel free to say hi. I will be at the back of the room, quietly standing and with a big grin on my face. So, hey, have a great day. Fly safe, fly dangerously, fly out like you want. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.